I saw The Batman a second time and loved it even more on a second viewing, but it got me thinking, will a fan favorite Batman feature ever be adapted into live action? Hey Nerdgenic Nation, superhero nerd Aaron Waller here, and today I wanted to talk a bit more about the Batman, and more specifically, Batman's eyes. Now, one of the staple features of Batman in both the comics and in animation has been the ability in seeing his white eyes. Yet in every live-action adaptation, you can very clearly see his eyes, and since Batman 89, he's had an eye black to better see his eyes. But why can't they make the iconic white eyes a thing for the Caped Crusader? I mean, it worked for Deadpool. In his films, he was able to emote while keeping the comic-accurate white eyes through a combination of CG and practical effects. And the argument can even be made that even before Tom Holland, both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man both had masks which covered their eyes, and yet were still able to be widely successful even though they didn't emote. So why can't this work for Batman? I mean, just about every time they introduce a new Batman, an article usually pops up about how they might finally have the iconic all-white eyes or eye shields. To me, I think that most of the time it just ends up being one of those things that if they included it, it would just take away from the overall dark tone of the film. I mean, even when Christian Bale had the sonar eyes in The Dark Knight, it looked kind of dumb and more like that scene in the first Power Rangers movie when the helmets changed for no reason other than to just have a specialized feature. I think it really just comes down to trying to make a dark, intimidating character still look scary but with white eyes. I mean, even Batman in the Arkham games doesn't even get the white eyes, and they were still much darker games. I think there's only really one somewhat realistic way that they could pull this off if they really wanted to go for it, other than going down the Deadpool route, which would to be following a little bit more on the animated side in the animated film Batman Assault on Arkham, in which it seems more like Batman is wearing white contacts to shield his eyes to disguise them. Will we likely ever see this though? I mean, it's possible, but not likely, as in the Batman, we already know that Robert Pattinson's Batman is already wearing contact lenses that essentially record everything that he sees and hears. So if we ever do get the all white eyes or even the white eye contacts, this would likely be something that happens much further down the line whenever they decide to reboot the Batman again. Either way, I just hope that we get to see a not so cheesy display of this happen at some point in time, but it's kind of hard to make an all white cartoon like eyes look very cool and intimidating with a dark character like Batman. But those are my thoughts, and now I want to hear from you in the Nerdgenic community. Would you ever want to see the classic white-eyed Batman from animation and comics? Do you think an all-white contacts would be more interesting? Or do you think that just the standard eyes with eye black is the best option for Batman for now and in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you miss out on any future content. And also be sure to give us a like and follow across all social media platforms at Nerdgenic so you don't miss out on any special news, announcements, or articles at nerdgenic.com. And if you want to be a kind citizen of the Nerdgenic community and support us even more, check out our recently launched Patreon where we can come and help us and make sure this channel only continues to get better. But in the meantime, if you want even more content on the Batman, check out these videos on screen, like my recent video where I give my thoughts on the Batman sequel, its possible title, villains, story, and so much more. And also check out this other video right over here where I talk about if the Batman will need the Joker in the current franchise. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the next video.